Welcome back to Ben Dragon's Daily Downloads. Today I'm talking about the shadow work, and the judge in our minds that holds us back, and how to overcome these things, and my personal experience with them. So, here we go. First of all, what is the shadow? The shadow is the dark, denser energies within ourselves, typically from trauma or emotions or thought forms that we've suppressed because we don't like to deal with them and they don't serve our ego or identity that we're trying to currently project into the world. So these things then fall back into the subconscious. But being stuck in there, it's a blockage, it's something negative, it's a dense energy, so it has to be cleared for you to be feeling your most healthiest inside yourself and for you to maximize your spiritual potentials. Now, the shadow is very closely correlated with the judge. What is the judge? You could read about it in the Four Agreements. It's basically the thing in the rule book in our minds from all the programs we picked up in our lives of right and wrong and our beliefs about the world. So, based on your belief system, which is a subconscious thing, it's going to dictate how you should be living your life. And then basically the subconscious kind of judges you based on if you're complying with the rule book. The problem is the rule book is flawed, and a lot of the beliefs handed to you by culture are not based in truth and are rather based in fear, control, and slavery. So first of all, you have to unwind your belief system, which requires shadow work. So how do you do that? Well, go back into your mind of all the painful experiences and then learn what there is to learn from that, feel those emotions, and find a way to release them. And as you're doing this shadow work, you'll start to realize your perception of life in your regular conscious mind is not exactly accurate. It's just a filtering mechanism based on how your subconscious has been programmed, which then correlates with the judge. So you have to realize what experiences you've had that have programmed you to believe certain things about the world or perceive the world in a specific way. The judge is very powerful because it's linked with the subconscious mind, which has more control over the manifestation of our reality. So the judge is holding you back in ways you can't consciously realize. You can make it conscious through shadow work. But for example, let's say you do something in your life and you feel you did something a long time ago and you felt guilty about it and you didn't process that emotion or unpack it or anything. It just went into the subconscious. Now, that's basically the judge holding you in a mental prison because you feel guilty about something. And it can be going on for so long we consciously completely forget the origin of the pain or emptiness or guilty feelings we feel and don't even know where these things are coming from. So doing shadow work, going back to the root of it and realizing why you feel a certain way, what programs you've been operating off of, and then you see, oh, if it's any sort of limitation, it's not based in truth. If it's anything that makes you feel less than, it's not based in truth. It's not based in truth. And so the judge then judging you, making you feel guilty, being in a mental cage, it's like a block in your energy body. It's not going to allow you to manifest whatever you're trying to do in your life to your fullest potential because you have a block because you're being held back by the judge in your own subconscious mind. So that's why shadow work is essential, realizing the patterns and beliefs we've been operating on, which are many times based on lies or erroneous, because the negative energy we're carrying is 9 times out of 10 based on a lie or misinterpreting an event that happened. Say got bullied at school, now you hold this belief in yourself that you're not worthy or something like that, or that no one cares what you have to say, etc. So going back and then realizing like, oh, that was just a projection of the bully's reality, and I just happened to be on the receiving end of it. It wasn't really me. It's not the totality of truth. I am not less than. That's just how I was feeling at that time, based on something someone else projected onto me, and that person was flunked out and operating off lies and their own insecurities. So seeing how everything in this society has made you to, I don't want to say everything, but a lot of the things in this society are toxic virus programs running around. Virus, you can also read about what a virus really is in the Four Agreements, but basically it's somebody or something, an entity that goes around possessing people or corrupting their mental hard drives. It's based on lies. So it could be like rumors, it could be gossiping, just false beliefs, false perceptions of reality. And even if you did do something that's bad, just how you're perceiving it, how you're even looking at that thing may not be accurate. Maybe you should be looking at it in a way that cuts yourself more slack. Like, I'm just in this human vessel. I have certain limitations right now. I'm here to learn. I'm experiencing more things. And as I learn, I'm updating my belief system and refining my ways and dealing with the world. I'm getting better. It's all here to teach me. So why would I be mad at myself for making a mistake when I was a past version of myself that really didn't know any better? You see? But the judge will still hold you back like, no, you are guilty. But then you have to realize, no, that was just a learning experience. I have learned, and I have been applying the work to improve. And when you do that, when you make that adjustment, see, that's the alchemy that transmutes that pain or lead into gold. And then you'll start to see life is just there to teach you. All the negativity is just there to teach you. It's as a teacher. It's not meant to hold on to and identify with, because we're so much more than what we believe we are. And like I keep on saying, what we believe we are is just based on past events that have happened to us, based on where we've grown up. It's not necessarily who you truly are at your core. So you can recapitulate, you can do your shadow work, just going back into the past and realizing the moments that tweaked your belief system or perception of the world. It's mental cleansing to release these things, to fully process them. And this also ties in with the inner child. The inner child is like the your soft spot inside yourself of your emotions that you haven't dealt with. And then comforting your inner child. You can even like talk to yourself at various stages of your life. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself all the love and support mentally projecting into the past, into you as a child. Give yourself all the love and support you may have not necessarily felt in that period of time. And then that will help realign your perspective of the world, help the energy start to flow in your body, release these blockages, and then you'll start to experience more wealth, which is health, and success in your life. This also ties in with ego to some extent, because your ego is just like your perception that you want to have of yourself, and that how you want others to perceive you as well. Ego is how you want to be perceived by yourself and the world, but how you want to be perceived is just based on desires circulating in your subconscious most of the time, in a combination of basically the mental defense systems we've created in our lives, the mental and emotional defense systems we've created throughout our lives to shield our soft spot or our inner child. So a lot of people's projections of, oh, I'm this great thing or I'm that great thing, that's actually just their attempt at masking their soft spot or the damage or trauma they've sustained throughout their lives that are creating insecurities. So they create these big illusions for you to get lost in, to perceive them in a certain way that they themselves are trying to convince themselves that they are. Do you see how this works? I realize almost everyone is operating off a fake it till you make it sort of mentality. And I have been guilty of this at times as well. I don't even want to say guilty, because to some extent you do have to fake it till you make it. If you don't feel a certain way but you want to feel another way, the only way to do that is to forcefully get yourself outside of your comfort zone. So we all have to do this to some extent. It's just having balance and not getting lost in it, not fully identifying with whatever ego or illusion we're trying to put out into the world to the point we get lost in it and it becomes arrogance. True confidence is knowing that you are that thing. Arrogance is faking it till you make it. There's a difference. I have been caught in the cycle of arrogance, but fundamentally, I realized fundamentally that's just covering a certain insecurity I was having. So when you work to address your root insecurities, then you'll just be naturally confident and you won't need to make up all these egos to convince anybody of anything. You'll just be it. And funny enough, that's when you're at your most persuasive anyways, when you're being fully genuine, authentic in your individual self-expression. I would also like to make a video going into the purpose of the universe and human life, which ultimately deals with individuality, but I'll save that for another video. So thank you everyone for tuning in to Ben Dragon's Daily Downloads. I'll see you next time, and don't forget to check out my website. I run with my business partner Remedy, www.sublimerns.com, where we use our psychic and healing gifts to read the energies surrounding you and your energy body in your life right now, which deals with, because the energy you're carrying deals with all the situations you're involved in, so we can heal various situations in your life just by reading your energy and offering solutions for you to help shift your perspective to be more in alignment with your higher potential. So I'll put that link in the description, and thanks again, guys.